Bedankt voor de fantastische ondersteuning van het elftal. Bedankt voor de fantastische ondersteuning van het elftal. Ook u, dames en heren, jongens en meisjes. Bedankt voor de fantastische ondersteuning van het elftal.
to the path of Hannibal. Clipped away by Onyeka. Tunisia will turn it over high up the pitch. Ball cut out in the front towards Mastori, and Nigeria come away with it, and Osimhen will run, but a good sliding tackle from Ali Abdi to interrupt that possession for Nigeria. Osai Samuel gets us back underway with the throw, and direct ball straight out to Calvin Bassey, playing the left side of that back four this evening. He moves it on to Ademola Lookman, who just gives it back to the Fulham centre-back. Nigeria happy just to keep possession in their back line currently, midway inside their own half. Still at the feet of Calvin Bassey, who just trades some passes with Semi Ajayi. Ajayi then goes long towards Osimhen, but that's cut out by Abdi again. Abdi tries to find Hannibal, but in steps Bright Osei Samuel. Nigeria will try and come forward, but turned over by Ben Roman in the Tunisian midfield. He spreads it out right to Ferjani Sassi. Plays it down the line towards Ashuri for chase. But good defending there from Onyemachi. Bruno on the back of his shirt flicks it off. Sassi for a throw in to Nigeria in their own defensive third. We've got 2 balls on the pitch, so just waiting for the Tunisian midfield to clear that one off. Onyemachi will try and take the throw up the line. He gets it back and lumps it forward, but that will just bounce through all the way to the Tunisian backline. And Darman just comes out of his box to thump it clear. Headed away by Ajayi, only to the feet of Hannibal. His pass towards Abdi is not going to be a good one, and that will go out of play for a throw-in to Nigeria. Calvin Bassey takes over possession and knocks that out left to Onyemachi. I think Calvin Bassey's going to see an awful lot of the ball this evening in that back line for Nigeria. There's a stop in play here as Abdi's got too close to Osai Samuel. A hand in the face from the Tunisian. Both players just stand up and shake hands to get on with it. Osai just knocked it inside and tried to get around his man. But a high five between the pair and we're away again. Ndidi, the captain of Nigeria, on the halfway line, just steps in field but passes to Alex Iwobi. Iwobi's happy just to knock it to his club teammate Calvin Bassey on the left hand side. Bassey sends a lobbed ball down the line for Adams. He brings it down on his chest, but Bron can clear it away for Tunisia. Into the feet of Ashuri, who feels he's been fouled, and the referee agrees. And already tempers are flaring between Mastori of Tunisia and Alex Iwobi. Could be in for an absolutely great game this evening. Both sides putting in good performances in their opening matches. And obviously they've already seen the result between Tanzania and Uganda, so they know full well that a win here puts their side through with a game to play. Tunisia win a throw-in on the left-hand side, level with the edge of the penalty box. Abdi's cross was blocked. It's Abdi who picks up the ball in his hands. He's got a couple of options ahead of him. He's looking for Mastori, throws it in, and it's Mastori plays the ball into Hannibal, who tries to get a shot on goal, but it's blocked by Calvin Bassey, enough for Nwabli, the goalkeeper, to come out and take his quick throw into Onyeka. And it's Onyeka is fouled, and Nigeria will have a free kick just in their own half. Five minutes gone here. Still goalless. No real attempts on goal just yet. Alex Iwobi brings it over halfway, but needs to play it back to Onyemachi. Nigeria will work it left to right, and Sami Ajayi, scored in the first game, comes forward over the halfway line. Plenty of time on the ball for Nigeria, as Tunisia just like to sit back in their shape. Bassey in the centre circle. Goes left to Iwobi. Direct ball in towards Osimhen, who takes one touch to get it out of his feet. Plays it to Osei Samuel pulls it back for Osimhen, who shoots from outside the box, and that's well over the bar. Galatasaray striker not troubling the Tunisian keeper there. He'll be hoping for plenty more opportunities this evening. Did have a goal disallowed in the first game for offside after a VAR check. Tunisia look to work this ball short. It's Talbi to his keeper Darman, who then goes long towards Mostauri, who's won himself a free kick on halfway. Strong arm from Calvin Bassey just to knock over Mostauri, the main striker for Tunisia. That already looks like it's going to be a pretty intriguing battle this evening. Bassey, a big physical presence, has had a great season so far for Fulham, who have hit good form in the Premier League. But the referee didn't enjoy his physicality there against Mostauri up front for Tunisia. Long ball from Darman, the keeper for Tunisia, is going to go right out of play on halfway line. And Osei Samuel just gets us back underway with that throw to Ajayi. Ajayi's header got Nigeria underway in the first game. Ajayi plays down the line to Lookman. Gives it to Onyeka, plays a ball in, and that's cleared away by Talbi. Hannibal will pick the ball up on the left hand side, looks to jink past a couple of players and then wins his side a free kick right in front of his manager. Hannibal looks to take the ball quickly, but then leaves it to Abdi, who goes from left to right out towards Achauri. That's been cut out by Nigeria, and Alex Iwobi can just return that to his keeper. His keeper dressed all in purple this evening for Nigeria. Ajayi into right back Osei Samuel. Cleared forward by Ndidi into the channel for Adams to chase. Talbi does well to cut that out, but then runs out of room, so he gives away a throw in midway inside the Tunisian half for Nigeria. The Super Eagles in their lovely black and green kit, I must say, looks incredibly striking this evening. Alex Iwobi on halfway, just twisting and turning to try and find a little bit of room, but it's forced to go to Semi Ajayi, his centre-back, who plays it into the channel for Adams to chase. Adams picks it up level with the edge of the box, puts it in towards Osimhen, and his header's just over the bar. It's an incredible cross first time from Akor Adams, and it was met powerfully by Victor Osimhen at the back post. He got up highest and just headed over, rippled the roof of the net, but the wrong side. And that's a glorious opportunity for a man of his calibre. But great play from the Nigerians down that right hand side. Plenty of space for them. Osimhen wearing that protective mask that he's worn for many years now, after that horrific clash of heads which caused many a broken bone in his face, his cheekbones. But a pretty iconic look now for the Nigerian striker. Nigeria back in possession, and Onyeka just happy to return it to his centre-back partners. Bassey goes left towards Iwobi. Iwobi plays it inside to Ndidi, and Nigeria come forward down the left-hand side. Ball whipped in towards Osimhen again, flicked over his head. It's picked up by Osei Samuel. Plays it back into a group of three players, and no one really wanted it, but it's fallen back to Osei Samuel, strikes it left-footed, and that hits Abdi in the head, and that will go behind for a corner. The Tunisian defender putting his body on the line. Wasn't the best strike from the right back, but has won his side a corner over on this right hand side. 10 minutes gone, still goalless between Nigeria and Tunisia. It's going to be a right footed corner, so will be an outswinger once the referee is happy for it to take place. He's chatting with Calvin Bassey and Ben Rudan about their physicality. Lookman comes over to take the corner, right-footed outswinger, in deep towards Osman, who heads it towards goal, and it's just over the bar again. Osman with 2 good headed opportunities inside the first 11 minutes, unable to hit the target again. This one just over the bar on the angle. Great leap again from the Galatasaray striker. You've got to feel that he's going to keep coming close this evening if they give him that much space in the box. Long ball from Tunisia, headed away by the Nigerian centre-back Bassey. Picked up by Talbi, who will play some neat triangles in his own half with Abdi and Hannibal. Abdi wins a throw into Tunisia, all in white. Big long throw out to Hannibal, plays it down the channel for Abdi to chase. Samuel Side does get there first and plays a nice ball inside to Calvin Bassey. Nigeria will try and play their way out of trouble. Iwobi finds Onyeka. Onyeka plays a ball into the channel for Osimhen to chase again. But Bron comes across and tidies up, and that'll be a throw-in a very attacking position for the Super Eagles down on this right-hand side. Osimhen just leaves it for Osai Samuel. In fact, he then passes it on to Frank Onyeka, who would have been delighted when he checked the Brentford score this afternoon. Big 3 points for them in the Premier League. So Brentford being the long throw specialists in the Premier League so far this season. It's down to Brentford's Frank Onyeka to throw in long for Nigeria. Forward he comes, big throw in towards the penalty spot, headed away by Tunisia. Iwobi sends it back in, but Hannibal can bring it away. Onyeka just steps across, does his defensive duties and knocks it back to Nwabli, his keeper. He sends it long looking for Lookman, who manages to bring it down, but Ben Rom will find some space for Tunisia. Abdi plays it into Hannibal, who's everywhere so far for Tunisia, but it's a heavy touch and indeed he wins it off them. Good ball into Adamu Lookman in a central position. He drives right and finds Alex Iwobi just entering the box, ball in blocked. Tunisia try and scramble it clear, but Lookman wins it back, but unfairly according to the referee. As the rain starts to fall in Morocco, it's been a tournament with plenty of wet weather so far. It always makes for exciting football in my mind. Lookman just a little bit too tight on Skiddy. So free kick given to Tunisia. Tunisia just happy to pass it around in front of their own box currently. Ball out right to Jan Valery. You can only nod it on and it actually goes out of play. Poor ball from his goalkeeper. Nigeria have possession back in the Tunisian half. Bassey on halfway. Goes from left to right out to Osai Samuel. Samuel has nothing in front of him, so just goes back to his goalkeeper. Warbly plays it into midfield and Onyeka will knock it out wide to Ajay. Tunisia not really pressing in the Nigerian half currently, just happy to go and sit back in their shape. Alex Iwobi brings it over halfway. Plays it into Ndidi, his captain. Ndidi shifts it right to Ajay, the centre-back, who's come midway inside the half and tries to play a long ball in towards Osimhen, who's complaining he's been held. And it will bounce all the way through for a goal kick. Darman just gets us underway with a short ball to Valery. He plays it up into the channel for Ashari to chase, but he won't be able to keep control of that ball, and Bassey will swing it from left to right. Osai, the fullback, gives it back to Ajay. Goes back to Nwabli, his keeper. Ajay midway in his own half. No pressure around him, so happy just to knock it to Calvin Bassey, who tries to send a really direct ball forward, and it's Found Adams on the right hand side. Lovely chest control as he looks to run at Abdi. Step over onto his left foot. Puts the ball into the box. Cleared away. Only as far as Iwobi. Takes 2 touches. Comes across the pitch and finds Adams again. He plays it in first time. Finds the feet of Onyeka with some lovely footwork. Puts it across and it's hacked away. Still not clear for Tunisia, as they are under increased pressure. Skiri tried his best to worm his way out. Really high press from Nigeria, and eventually Al-Chauri manages to play it off of Samuel Osai and wins his side a throw-in, very much in their defensive third. The shot from Onyeka ended up nearly being a cross. It fizzed across goal, and Osman was there. If it wasn't for Valerie, who cleared it away with his left foot. Ball is with Darman. Went out for a goal kick in the end, the Malian officials have decided. Iman Darman sends that forward long and straight down the middle. Returned by Ajayi, and that's going to allow Victor to run onto it. He shoots and scores. Osman taps it in. The strike from Akor Adams has been parried out, and Osman taps it in. But is there a flag for offside? The keeper spilled it on the wet surface, and there's confusion as to whether this will count. The answer is no. Osman again, yep, as we see the replay. Adams hit the shot. It was parried straight out to Victor Osman, who tapped it home. Wouldn't get an easier finish. But again, for the second game running, he has a goal disallowed for offside. Still 0-0 after 17 minutes. Nigeria come again. Adams breaking into the box on the right-hand side. Has to go back to Iwobi. We said that the rain might create some exciting football. And Darman couldn't hold the shot from Adams. And fortunately for him, the Galatasaray striker was offside. Quick decision made by VAR in the end. Osai Samuel on the right wing. Goes inside to Ajayi, who finds Ndidi in the centre circle. Tunisia just getting deeper and deeper as Nigeria have more and more possession. Bassi clips it down the left towards Lukman. Takes it down with the touch. First time crossing towards Osman. His touch just bounces off of him. Valerie can't get it clear. Still bouncing around in the Tunisian box, but Valerie on the second attempt will be able to just dribble it out and then clear it into the right channel for Mustari to chase, and his touch isn't good enough and the ball will come back again. Nigeria having plenty of possession, really showing their strength so far. Ajayi over halfway to Osai Samuel. Samuel turns and gives it back to his centre-back. He goes across to Calvin Bassi. So Nigeria working from right to left and now left to right as Bassi gives it to Ajayi to go over halfway. Plenty of space for him to go into. Finds Osai Samuel on the right-hand side. Going up against Abdi. Forces to go back to Ajayi. Puts in a great ball towards Osman. Headed up in the air by Bron. And then the keeper, Darman, claims this time. Under no pressure though on that second occasion. Osman's such a big physical presence already in this game, winning most of the duels. Darman, the Tunisia keeper, just drops the ball at his feet. Under no pressure. And we'll look to send this ball long into the Moroccan sky. Header won by Onyeka. And then Osman can bring it down for Lukman, but the ball just skids on a little bit. And Tunisia will have it on the right-hand side with Sassi. Plays the ball in towards Mustari, but we've got a second ball on the pitch yet again. So play has to stop. The officials have given a throw into Nigeria and judged that Ben Rudan had run out of room. 20 minutes gone. Nigeria 0, Tunisia 0. Nigeria having a goal ruled out for offside. And Victor Osimhen going close with a couple of headers early on. Tunisia yet to threaten really in the first half. Osai Samuel on the right hand side tries to play it into Ndidi, who's had to really battle to win that back, and then returns that to Sami Ajayi. Bassi, direct ball in towards Adams. Adams does really well to roll his man and then finds Onyeka, and then Osai Samuel on the right hand side, about 40 yards from goal. Nigeria just work it back into the middle. Indeed, he goes across from right to left to Bassi. Iwobi clips the ball in towards Lukman with a good first touch. Lukman then gets brought down and wins his side a free kick. 35 yards from goal, over on the left hand side. Lovely touch from the Atalanta striker. Brought down by Sassi, the Tunisian captain. Be an opportunity for the Super Eagles to put this into the box. Lukman places the ball down. He's got Onyeka with him, but it looks more suited to the right foot of Lukman. It won't be unlikely to be a shot from here, but a good angle to put that ball in towards the back post. Indeed, he just comes over to share some information with Lukman, so it looks like it will be him that takes the free kick. And as we say, he steps over it and Onyeka puts it in. It's hacked up in the air by Ben Rodan, and then a flying header from Onyeka. Clears out Mustauri in a defensive position and gives him a clout on the back of the head, and quite rightly the referee gives that a free kick to Tunisia. One of those ones where both players end up falling to the ground in quite a nasty situation. Both seem to be okay. Onyeka plays his football in Greece for Olympiakos, having a quite quiet game at left back. Didn't start the first game, called in for this second game. Tasked with looking after Elias Ashauri of Copenhagen for Tunisia, who's scored that brace in the first game. Hannibal brings the ball down in the Nigerian half, but again the ball just squirms away from him, and that'll be a throw into Nigeria. Heavy tackle from Abdi on Onyeka. Onyeka looked to just clear the ball up the line, and in his follow through caught Abdi, who sent him flying. Looks like it could end up being quite a heated affair between these two sides this evening. That was right in front of Eric Schall, the Nigerian manager. A fantastic backstory, Eric Schall. Born in the Ivory Coast to a French father, a Malayan mother. Ended up choosing Mali to play his international football from his mother's heritage. 5 caps for the Malayan international side. Ends up being manager of Nigeria. Osimhen goes down under a tackle and wins his side a free kick. Osimhen with that short bleached hair. Very obvious to see underneath the floodlights this evening. Was caught late in the end by Talbi. Talbi pleads his innocence, but pretty clear to all involved in the stadium that that was a foul. So midway inside the Tunisian half, right over on the right hand touchline. It's a free kick to Nigeria. Ademola Lookman will look to swing the ball in towards the box. Tunisia holding a high line outside of the penalty area. Lookman steps forward and it's a disappointing one. It's hacked away. A roll through to Onyeka, who finds Osai Samuel on the right hand side. Finds Ademola Lookman, who looks to play a 1-2 with Onyeka. Slides it down the line for Adams to put in a ball, and that's deflected off of Talby, sticking to his man again. There'll be an attacking throw in for the Super Eagles. There'll be the Brentford long throw specialist, Frank Onyeka. Really wet evening now here in Fez, so got the ball right under his shirt, drying it off as best as he can. The referee having what might be the fourth or fifth chat this afternoon, or this evening, sorry, with Calvin Bassey and Mastori of Tunisia. Both players all over each other, trying to mark each other out of the game. Onyeka, it ends up being a short throw, which surprises everyone. And then Onyeka tries to put the ball into the box, and it cannons off of Hannibal and will be away for another throw. Hannibal is pleading with the assistant to say that was a foul throw. As we see a replay of it, it was an interesting one. I'll leave my opinion out of it. It's actually gone away for a corner by the looks of things. So Lookman over on this right hand side. There'll be another outswinger for Nigeria. Lookman steps up and swings it in. First headers from Ajayi, and it ends up going through to Bassey, but he can't turn it goalwards. Tunisia half clear it, and Iwobi's there just to mop up and knock it back to Onyeka, who returns it to Stanley Nwabi. Bit of a lone figure in the Nigerian goal so far. Hasn't had an awful lot to do, rarely touched the ball. The man all in purple. Plays his football for Chippa United in South Africa, currently bottom of their table, but holding down his place in the Nigerian national side. Bassey goes over halfway and plays it to Iwobi on the left. Iwobi steps in and goes from left to right, and Ajayi finds plenty of space to knock it to Osai Samuel, who's slightly more advanced. Plays it down the line towards Adams. Adams trying to find a bit of room, and Hannibal's all over the back of him as he spins away, and Tunisia can steal the ball. It doesn't quite fall for Achauri. Battle in midfield, and as we say, the ball does end up back with Nwabli. Nwabli just tasked with giving the ball to Ajayi, centre half. Ajayi with all the time in the world, just knocks it across to Calvin Bassey on the left hand side. He finds Iwobi, who's dropping deeper and deeper to come and collect the ball and try and make some space for his teammates. Ajayi gets the ball back and runs a good 30 yards into the Tunisian half, finds Osai Samuel, who goes inside to Iwobi. Nigeria going from right to left with Bassey over towards Onyeka. Onyeka shrugs off his man, goes back to Bassey, puts the ball in towards Osimhen. He's just over the top of the striker. Clearly an advantage in the air this evening for Victor Osimhen. And Nigeria, if it was me, just need to keep putting as many balls into the box as they can, because they are causing all sorts of problems to this Tunisian defence. Osimhen did get a little bit of a touch on it, but couldn't direct it goalwards. 29 minutes gone. Victor Osimhen will be incredibly confused as to how he hasn't scored one or maybe even two this evening. Has some glorious opportunities, the striker. He's going to receive a little bit of attention after going up for that header. Just fell a little bit awkwardly. Again, that header from 5 yards out, couldn't direct it towards goal. And the striker just comes over to have a little bit of attention. Looks like his left hamstring, which is incredibly well taped already. Getting some magic spray on there. Tunisia enjoying a little bit of possession with Valerie on the right hand side. Valerie finds Bron, who comes left to Hannibal. Hannibal has sort of got this free roll, and he plays a big diagonal out right towards Achari, who will bring it down. Achari right down by the byline, cuts in on his left foot and then back onto his right. Puts the ball in towards Mostauri, flicks it towards goal, and it's half cleared by Ajayi and away for a corner. The first real adventure into the Nigerian half for a long time for Tunisia. And they find themselves with a set piece over on the right hand side. Good ball in from Achari, and Mostauri trying to flick it towards goal. And it definitely fooled Calvin Bassey, but Ajayi was quick to it and managed to stab it clear with his left foot. So Hannibal Medri of Burnley will deliver this ball in right footed. It will be an out swinger. Right arm in the air, steps forward and swings it in, and it's headed up in the air by Osman and then away by Onyeka. But only as far as Abdi, who strikes it from about 35 yards. Great hit, but always rising. And that's well over the bar in the end for the Tunisian. Incredible confidence to give it a go from there. Stanley Nwabi just gave it the jump and the arm up in the air, but it was a good 7 or 8 feet over the bar in the end. Nigeria back with ball, trying to play their way out, and there's a foul by Abdi, too tight to Osai Samuel. So that'll be a free kick for Nigeria, and they just knock it back to their keeper, who decides to go long this time up towards Adams. Adams rises highest and flicks it on to Osimhen, whose pass is picked off by Bron. Bron plays the ball towards Mostauri, who's going to break towards the goal, tries to knock it round Bassi. There's one too many touches and the keeper comes out and sprawls all over it. Mostauri will probably be thinking he could have got a shot away on goal there. Instead just trying to take it a little bit too close. But Tunisia having a couple of attempts at going forward, as we see a bit more of an end-to-end game in the last few moments. Nigeria will look to just try and assert a little bit of control again with Bassi. Comes from left to right to Osai Samuel. Samuel just turns around and knocks it back into his defensive third for Ajayi. Turns it over to Bassi. Bassi just strides forward up towards halfway into the centre circle and then clips out right to Osai Samuel. Takes it down on his chest and a couple of step overs, goes past Abdi and just turns around and gives it to his captain Ndidi. Iwobi out to the left hand side on Nyecha. Just rolls his foot over the top of it and tries to put a cross in, but it's blocked by Ben Rodan. Bit of throw in midway inside the Tunisian half. Throw down the line to Adams, who manages to hold up the ball and wins another throw in right down by the corner flag. Valerie stuck to his man and poked it away. Valerie playing his football in the English Championship with Sheffield Wednesday. Rock bottom of the Championship after all those financial issues. Puts them in minus points this season. But away with his country trying to get through the group stages. Onyeka comes forward and throws it in towards the box. Flicked on by Onyeka. Iwobi manages to play it right down to Ademola Lookman, who's been quiet in open play. Nigeria just build again. It's Iwobi who's the furthest back. Plenty of players still forward from that set piece. Iwobi spreads it right to Ndidi. Ndidi back to Osai Samuel, who just creeps forward. Back to Ndidi on the right hand side. Whips in the ball towards Adams. It's bounced away only as far as Bassi. He goes back to Ndidi. Shoots from distance. And the strike is over the bar. Ndidi, the Nigerian captain, having a go from distance, but again not really troubling the keeper. Sliced across it and it was always rising and going over the bar. Ndidi, very famous for his time in England with Leicester, now plying his trade in Turkey with Besiktas. Hannibal sprints away from Iwobi on the midfield. Plays it out left towards Abdi, who goes past Osai Samuel, puts the ball back in towards Astari, who flicks it goalwards, and it's taking a deflection off of Bassi. Very nearly an own goal and lands on the roof of the net. Tunisia really decided to open this game up after 35 minutes. Great ball in by Abdi towards the back post. Astari turned it in towards Achauri. Before Achauri could get there, it was Onyeka in the end who just poked it over the bar. So it'll be a corner to Tunisia. On the left hand side, it'll be a right footed in swinger from Hannibal. His club side Burnley picking up a draw against Everton this afternoon. Goalless. Right arm in the air for Hannibal. He's got options short if he wants them. Plenty of movement in the box. Still we wait. Referee asks him to hurry up. Steps forward and delivers it in towards the near post. Headed away by Osman. Good distance on the clearance. And Sassi will pick the ball up. He then gives it to Valerie, who knocks it all the way back to his keeper. Darman sends it forward left-footed. Flicked on by Mustarian. Hannibal gets in behind the defence and breaks towards the goal, and good covering tackle from Ndidi, and that'll be another corner. Tunisia having their best moments in this game in the last 10 minutes. Great feat from Hannibal to get away from Ajayi. He broke into the box. Wilfred Ndidi there just to step across and save his centre-back a few blushes. We've got a Tunisian player down. It's looking like Dylan Bron, the centre-back. Saying that he's been caught with an elbow. He's not happy, holding the side of his head, and there's discussions with him and the referee. Obviously we do have VAR officials in this competition, but nothing. The referee, the Malian referee, is all over the box, just trying to tell people to keep their hands to themselves and stop pushing as we wait for this Hannibal corner. Both arms in the air this time. Another in swinger. Hannibal comes in, actually plays it short to Achauri, who plays it back to Abdi, flicks it out of his feet on the left hand side, plays it into Achauri, who's had the ball stolen off him by Osman, and Nigeria can break. Is Adams going over halfway? Furthest man forward so far. It's a good covering tackle from Valerie, who then does incredibly well to knock it off of the Nigerian striker and win his side a defensive throw-in. Tunisia getting back underway nice and quickly. Just ball holding up in the wet. And they've won it back, Nigeria, but deemed to be a foul. Indeed, too aggressive on the tackle. The rain still tumbling, but not as strong here in Fez, but you can definitely see the ball is behaving differently on this grass pitch. It's getting quite sticky out there by the looks of things, so players losing their footing as well, and the ball slowing up. Tunisia go from left to right, and it's with Dylan Bron, who spins out and finds Valerie on the right hand side. Goes inside to Skiddy. Scored the opener for Tunisia in the first game. And the referee stops play again as another player down holding his face. Onyemachi complaining that he's got a hand in the face from Skiddy. As we see on the replay, there's nothing to it really. It was Ben Radam, in fact. The slightest of touches. Onyemachi hits the deck. 40 minutes gone. Still goalless, but an entertaining game, especially in the last 10 minutes where Tunisia really come back into it. Bassi goes left to Iwobi in the fullback position at the moment. Finds Onyeka, takes a lovely touch and tries to go forward. Back to Iwobi. Iwobi direct in towards Lookman, who spins towards goal. Still got the ball and it's going to break in the box. Just bobbles away from him. And that will go through to the keeper. Plenty of applause from Eric Schell, the manager. Tunisia do look good when they go through their two strikers. Tunisia try and clear the ball long, but it's going to go out of play for a throw to Nigeria on halfway. Ben Rodam and Onyenecha back at it again. Squabbling before possession. Bit of an arm in the back this time from the Tunisian on the Nigerian left back. Ajayi on halfway. Finds Ndidi. Ndidi to Iwobi. Iwobi clips it into towards Onyenecha, but that's going to be cut out by Valerie. Valerie into Sassy, but gets it back from his captain. Lovely triangle, will release Hannibal over on the right hand side. He plays the ball forward towards Ashauri. Keeper came, but Bassi manages to tidy it up. Calvin Bassi so strong there, breaking through two tackles and runs up the pitch and wins a free kick. A tangle of legs with Ben Rodam. Lovely play from Tunisia. Good attacking threat. Hannibal slid the ball into the channel. And Achauri, hot on form, 2 goals in the last game, couldn't quite get on the end of it. Nigeria just losing a little bit of control in this game. Iwobi plays a long ball forward towards Osman, but hacked up in the air by Talbi. Skiddy goes right to Valerie, into Hannibal, plays it first time into the centre for Skiri. Sassy would come forward on the left hand side. He plays it out to Ali Abdi. Abdi back inside to Sassy. He goes from left to right and finds Hannibal. He flicks it back to Valerie. Plenty of players forward for Tunisia. Valerie running towards the box unopposed. Still going, breaks into the box, but a good foot in there from Onyenecha and Lookman. And Nigeria win that ball back. Onyenecha comes forward on the left hand side, finds Lookman, but he's just going to knock it back to Alex Iwobi. Iwobi goes from left to right to Ajayi and then onto the halfway line where Osai Samuel brings it forward. Osai Samuel to Ndidi, who spreads that left, plenty of space out there for Onyenecha. Finds Lookman down the line. Lookman level with the edge of the area. Puts it onto his right foot, puts the ball in towards Osman. He flicks it towards goal, and it's in. The first goal of the evening, and it's been coming, particularly in the air. It's Victor Osman, his first goal of the African Nations Cup 2025. And it's a header into the bottom left-hand corner of the keeper's net. The keeper did get a hand towards it, but it was a great ball from Ademola Lookman. And Osman puts the ball into the back of the net. And in his celebration, has earned himself a yellow card. He's gone storming up the touchline since scoring and had plenty to say to someone, possibly the assistant referee. As we see the ball again, Lookman found loads of space and just flicked it onto his right foot and curled it towards the back post. And Osman this time rose highest, really stretched his neck and powered the header low. Keeper did get a left hand to it, but couldn't keep it out. And although Tunisia have come back into the game, you can't deny that Nigeria probably do deserve to take the lead. And that man, Victor Osman, has had plenty of opportunities, but on the 44th minute he makes this one count. As we see 2 minutes additional time as a minimum. The Malian referee having big words with Osman before play gets restarted. Whether Osman was irate at the assistant after disallowing what he felt was his first goal or not, I'm not sure, but away come Nigeria again on the right hand side. Osai Samuel finds Onyeka. Onyeka goes back to Ndidi in the centre circle. Iwobi picks the ball up and goes from left to right. Osai Samuel shifts the ball out of his feet, looks to cross but cuts back inside. Just keep ball at the moment from the Nigerians as we creep towards half time. 1 minute of the added 2 has gone. Indeed, he clips it out right to Osai Samuel, lets the ball run and he'll try and keep it in on the right hand side. Neat footwork to get down the line. Plays it inside to Lookman, who rides a tackle and then gets the ball back to Onyeka, flicks in towards the back post. Too strong this time, but Valerie can't get there. And Onyeka manages to get the ball back into the box, but Bron just takes one touch and then launches it long for Tunisia. And a Chowry to chase, but Bassi will have all the time in the world just to mop that up and knock it back to his keeper. Nawabi, the keeper, just standing on the ball. No one running towards him as time ticks on. Chowry now comes forward to make Nawabi kick the ball long. Goes long and left towards Adams. Doesn't win his header, but Nigeria will keep possession with Lookman, who finds Onyemachi on the left-hand side, who then returns it to his keeper. And the referee indicates that is enough for the first half. Half-time here in the African Cup of Nations in Fez, Morocco. And it's Nigeria, the Super Eagles 1, Tunisia 0. Victor Osimhen's first goal of the competition, rising highest from a cross from Ademola Lookman in the 44th minute to nod past Darman in the Tunisian goal. He then managed to pick himself up a booking in the celebrations as the Super Eagles meet in the centre circle for a brief discussion before going in at half time. But it's been an intriguing game in the rain here in Morocco. But at half time, it's Nigeria 1, Tunisia 0.
Bedankt voor de fantastische ondersteuning van het elftal. En de spelers natuurlijk bedankt. Ook u, dames en heren, jongens en meisjes. Bedankt voor de fantastische ondersteuning van het elftal. voor de fantastische ondersteuning van het elftal. Bedankt voor de fantastische ondersteuning van het elftal.
Goal just before half-time. And Nigeria's main threat, Victor Osimhen, getting underway for the tournament with a header low into the bottom left-hand corner. And it's Nigeria shooting from right to left to get us underway. And Iwobi goes back to Ajayi, who sends a big ball straight out left towards Adams, who gets the return pass off of Osimhen. Plays it into Lookman, who's crowded out by 3 or 4 Tunisian defenders. One high up the pitch again by Ndidi. No changes to either side at half-time. Bassi in the centre circle. Goes left to Onyemaechi. He Looks to play it down the line for Iwobi, but it's forced to go back to Calvin Bassey, and Nigeria will work it from left to right and then back out left again. Bassey just takes 4 or 5 strides forward towards halfway, under a little bit of pressure from Mustari, so goes to the right hand side and finds also Samuel with some lovely footwork, wins himself a free kick. Ben Rodani taking the bait and fouling the Nigerian fullback. Nigeria take it short and get us underway, and it's Hannibal who's all over the press again. Definitely Tunisian's bright spark in the first half. The ex-Manchester United man, now at Burnley. Indeed, he has it on halfway and finds Onyeka. Onyeka turns round and gives it back to his captain. Iwobi is just floating round those central parts, finds Lookman, who gets a 1-2 from Osman and down the left into the edge of the box. Plays it back to Onyemaechi, whips in a deep ball towards Ajayi, who can't turn it back goalwards. And Tunisia will bring it away with Abdi on the left hand side. He gives it away, his ball into the channel, doesn't find a Tunisian player, and Nigeria win themselves a free kick. Hannibal fouling Ajayi. Bit of a mismatch in size, but Hannibal bringing down the centre half. Iwobi plays the ball in towards the centre, but well cut out by Tunisia, and Hannibal will pick it up in the centre circle. He goes to ground, wins himself a free kick. Sassi brings the ball forward for Tunisia, the captain. Finds Hannibal in central areas. Plays it out right to Achauri. 2 goals to his name in the tournament already. Finds Valerie on the overlap. It's a good ball to cross. No one on the same wavelength. It's gone all the way through to Adams, who was doing his defensive duties, but the assistant on this near side does have his flag up anyway. Valerie had gone too early. Did put in a good ball, the ex-Southampton player. It was offside. Bassey just taps the ball down and knocks it to Alex Iwobi. Iwobi playing more of that central midfield position that we've seen him play for Fulham so far this season. Predominantly used more in wide areas than his time at Everton and Arsenal. Iwobi clips it into Lookman, who finds Onyeka. Onyeka finds Onyemaechi on the left hand side, puts the ball across, and that cannons off of Valerie, and that'll be the first corner of the second half for the Super Eagles on this left hand side. Tunisia just stepping off of Alex Iwobi and allowing him plenty of time to pull the strings in midfield. Lookman takes his time to come over to this near side to take the corner. As the ball in his hands, just bounces it 2 or 3 times before placing it in the quadrant. Will be a right-footed in-swinger. Forward he comes and swings it in towards central areas. Flick towards goal, and it's in. It's the second goal for Nigeria, and its captain, Wilfred Ndidi, on the 49th minute. It's another set piece that's caused all the problems for Tunisia this evening. And captain Wilfred Ndidi heads home Ademola Lookman's corner, and the Super Eagles double their leads. 2 goals either side of half time. Both headers down into the bottom left hand corner, and Nigeria asserting their aerial dominance on this Tunisian side. 2 assists for Lookman and 2 headed goals, 1 for Osman. And now Ndidi joining the party. The Nigerian captain gets his first goal of the competition, and is a very popular one at that. Everyone off the bench to celebrate with him down by the dugouts. Ayman Darman furious with his defence for not getting there first. Osman just pointing to his temples, telling everyone just to concentrate. But after 50 minutes, there's a really strong hold on this game now for Nigeria. 2 goals to 0 here in Fez. Back underway Tunisia all in white this evening. Long throw down the line towards Hannibal, who wins himself a free kick in a dangerous area. Tunisia did have some moments towards the end of the first half. They're going to really need to try and find a goal to get back into this game soon. Stanley Nwabali in the Nigerian goal hasn't really had to make a save for all of the Tunisian efforts. Free kick for Tunisia out on the left hand side. It's a two-man wall on the edge of the box, but it's not really a shooting position. It's Hannibal and Abdi are over the kick. Most of the players around the penalty spot. Abdi steps forward and swings it in towards the box, but Bassi gets his header away. And Onyemaechi can take a couple of touches and knock it up the line to Adams, who plays it nicely into Ndidi, who's just scored that second goal. He sends it long for Lukman, who nods it back to Osimhen. Spids it out wide for Osai Samuel. Turns it to Alex Iwobi. Iwobi overruns it and gives it away to Achau. Chowry's then brought to ground by Iwobi. That will be a free kick inside the Tunisian half for the team in white. Valerie on this near side brings it forward up towards halfway, under pressure from Adams. Wins his side a throw in. Adams sticking in a foot. Valerie just throws it back to Bron. Bron goes from left to right, plays a dangerous ball across that Osimhen nearly intercepts, but allows Taoubi to come forward. Finds Abdi outside of him. Abdi into Hannibal, who's overlapping, sprints towards the box, but really good foot in there from Ndidi. And then Osai Samuel knocks it off of Hannibal to win his side a goal kick. Everything positive for Tunisia is coming through Hannibal. He ran out of options there. Bassi and Nwabali combined to clear the ball long for Nigeria, but Tunisia win possession and knock it back to their keeper, Darman. Does play his football in Tunisia, the Tunisian keeper. Stolen back by Nigerian. Lukman's going to break towards the box, plays it across to Osimhen, who sets it back for Lukman, whose shot is blocked. Hands on his head, Victor Osimhen. Maybe should have gone it alone. Tunisia will come away. Ball down the left hand side for Mostauri to chase. Does get there, but he's going to run out of room, and that will be a goal kick for Nigeria. 2 goals to the good, 54 minutes in. They've just been clinical in front of goal. Tunisia have had their moments, but not able to make any clear-cut chances as of yet. Nwabali just taking his time with this goal kick, and all in purple decides to come forward and send it long, and that's going to go all the way through to Bron, who just takes a nice touch and combines with Skiddy. Skiri knocks it out right to Valerie, who finds a Chowry. Chowry into Sassi, who finds Hannibal, who's caught really late, but Tunisia will play on, and they're through one-on-one. He goes round the keeper, and he's brought down again by Nwabali, and the referee's got a decision to make here. The referee had already blown the whistle for the one-on-one. And Tunisia are up in arms here. The referee's got an awful lot of decisions to make here. Hannibal was taken out very late. Tunisia tried to play on. There's a yellow card for Ajayi. And what is going to happen here, because the keeper has come flying out of the area and brought down the Tunisian player, who was flying forwards. He's still down on the ground. Hannibal's also still down. What a strange moment of play. The referee had blown the whistle already by the looks of things. And then Nwabli's come flying out with his foot. The tackle from Ajayi on Hannibal was late. Studs up onto the ankle, but quite low feet. So that was why the yellow card's been given. And the referee had already blown the whistle before they put Abdi through on goal. There's all sorts going on here. The referee's going to have to get a grip of this. Both assistants are on the pitch to try and help the referee out. Still can't see who's down and who was caught by the keeper. It all happened so quickly. Hannibal's still getting treatment in the centre circle. Bron having deep discussions with Sami Chebelzi, the Tunisian coach. And it's Ben Rodam who went through on goal, playing that holding midfield really, and found himself in plenty of space, but the whistle had already gone. Whether he heard it or not, he carried on, and he rounded Nwabli, who came flying outside of the box. And definitely caught him, but obviously the whistle had already gone. So whether there's a decision to be made by VAR or not, I'm not sure. Tunisia are readying a substitute in the meantime. Medical staff all on the pitch, plenty of players around giving their opinion to the referee. I think he was onside if the referee had been able to play on. It's a crazy tackle from the goalkeeper. If it was in real time and in play, surely he would have been sent off for denying an obvious goal scoring opportunity. So I think the first substitute for Tunisia, it's looking like it's going to be Sebastian Chinecki. Plays his football for Celtic in Scotland. He's just been sent back to put on his GPS vest by the looks of things. As Ben Rudan is now off the pitch after that tackle. And after all that lengthy stoppage, we're just going to get a free kick to Tunisia on halfway. And that yellow card for Semi Ajayi. Well, what might have been for Tunisia. The referee was hot on the whistle, didn't allow play to continue. It would have been a glorious opportunity to get them back into this game. And you would have thought that Nigeria would have also been down to 10 and lost their goalkeeper, but football is a game of fine margins. There'll be plenty of time added on at the end of this game after that stoppage, but the clock ticks on to 59 minutes as we get back underway. Nigeria in possession. Ajayi booked in that melee, knocks it across to Calvin Bassey. Bassey with some neat footwork goes forward into the opposition half. Onyemachi just takes over, then knocks it into Wilfred Ndidi in the centre circle. Ndidi finds Iwobi. Tunisia with lots of energy buzzing around the press, but Nigeria play through it with Lukman running forward. His ball out left finds Adams. Adams finds Onyemachi. Back to Iwobi. Spreads it right to Ajayi, who steps in from defence, and he tries to play a 1-2 down the wing, and Ajayi picks it up out in the right wing position, puts the ball deep in towards Osman, who heads it across goal, and it's a strike from Adams. He's away for a corner. He's appealing for handball. And Bron is furious. This game has really heated up after that tackle on Hannibal that Tunisia were not happy about. Osman just nodded it back towards goal. And it did clatter off the thigh of Bron, so you can see why he was annoyed, but the substitution has been made. Tunetki comes on. for Benrahma, who was hurt in that collision with the keeper. But play had already stopped. Again, the referee's having to step in at this set piece to break up lots of physicality. He's made things very difficult for himself, the Malayan international referee. Lookman with a deep cross and palmed away by the keeper. There's a Tunisian player down holding his face. I think we're going to see plenty of this. It's Abdi on the deck, palmed away by Darman. Abdi hit the floor holding his face with both hands. Nothing was really seen there on the replay. Tunisia get us back underway with a short free kick from keeper Darman. Ball is returned to him and he clears it longer this time out towards Achari on the right hand side. He heads it infield, but it flicks off of Iwobi and it'll be a throw in, which Valerie will take quickly. He plays a 1-2 with Sassi. Valerie then kicks it off of Lookman and wins a throw in again on that right hand side. Ademola Lookman, 2 assists to his name in this game, 2 wonderful crosses with his right foot. Nigeria will break in central areas. It's Osimhen who tries to break into the box, but Talbi gets across to do well, and Tunetki, his first opportunity to get the ball, just knocks it back to Talbi. Flicks it up the line and gets it back. His pass inside is lost to Ndidi, who wins a free kick off of Sassi, his opposition captain, with some lovely footwork. That'll be a free kick to Nigeria over on the right hand side. Lovely step over in the build up from Wilfred Ndidi. And another opportunity for Lookman to put in one of those crosses to the box which haven't been dealt with well by the Tunisians this evening. Lookman on the right hand side then, about 45 yards from goal, swings the ball in. It's met by Bassi. It's gone spooning up in the air, and Darman's got plenty of time just to catch that against his chest. Rolls it out to Abdi. Finds Hannibal, who's going to drive into midfield. Plays it out left to Tunetki. He's going to run forward on the left hand side. Cuts into midfield. Finds Hannibal again. Touches a little bit heavy, so forced to go back to Skiri. Finds Sassi. Spreads it right to Valerie. Valerie level with the edge of the area. Returns it back to his captain, Sassi. The two play a couple of passes to each other. Sassi swings the ball in, and it's half cleared by Bassi. Go out of play for a throw in to Tunisia. Taken down the line. Valerie gets it back and skips in towards the box and gets the byline, crosses it in, and it's cleared away by Osai Samuel. Abdi keeps it in play and finds Tunetki. Tunetki's going to run at Osai Samuel, twist right and left. There's a really good tackle in there from the Birmingham player. Another one of those Nigerians plying their trade in the English Championship. Throw in towards Hannibal, takes it down on the edge of the box. Goes down under a bit of pressure from Ajayi, but picks the ball back up. And Ajayi then wins the ball back, and it's cleared away by Nigeria. Only as far as Sassi, who's the furthest back. Nigeria swarming all over the midfield and win it high up the pitch. And Adams can sprint over halfway on the left-hand side. Akor Adams comes into Lookman. Lookman just takes his time and takes a couple of touches and knocks it to Iwobi. Nigeria with 67% of the possession, so it shows how much they really have controlled this game. Apart from about 10 minutes in that first half where Tunisia did have some attempts on goal. Bassi goes from left to right, and it's Ajayi finds Osai Samuel. Samuel's pass is a short one, and Abdi can intercept. Goes straight to Hannibal, who looks up and dribbles forward, finds his captain in midfield. Sassi returns it to Taobi. It's been picked off, and Nigeria will come forward, ball towards Osman, who breaking in towards the right hand side, plays it across for Lukman, takes 2 touches, twists and turns before burying it into the back of the net, and that will be game over. Ademola Lukman gets his 2nd goal of the tournament, his 1st of the game, and it's Nigeria 3, Tunisia 0. And the ball was given away in midfield by Tunisia, and they have been punished by Nigeria. Lukman took, it looked like 2 or 3 touches too many, but still managed to find the space and snuck it in off the post. And the man who already had 2 assists to his name this evening gets his name on the score sheet. The Atalanta striker makes it 3-0. And Nigeria in such a position of strength now. Osman able to turn provider for Lukman this time. And they've been so fluid going forwards and really clinical. Lukman a couple of touches with his left foot and shifted it and then buried it past the keeper. Keeper did manage to get a bit of arm to it, but couldn't keep it out of the net. And there's going to be a little bit of damage control now for Tunisia, you'd think. But after 67 minutes, Nigeria 3 goals to the good. Tunisia get us back underway. Sassi in midfield knocks it forward towards Hannibal with a lovely flick in towards Mostauri. Tunisia still looking to play. Sassi spreads it right for Valerie. Valerie with plenty of space will run forwards. Puts the ball in deep towards Hannibal, but far too much on that, and that's going to bounce all the way through for a goal kick. Tunisia obviously not looking like they're going to win this game or take any points away. But they did win their first match. In fact, it was the first opening game of an AFCON Cup of Nations that they won since 2013. And after Tanzania and Uganda drew today, both have 1 point after 2 games. So Tunisia will find themselves in a strong position to qualify still. So going into that final group game with Tanzania in 3 days' time. So very much damage control for the Tunisians and go again in their next game. The beauty of these tournaments with the league phase, you don't have to win every game. Just get yourself through to the knockouts and see what happens. Stranger things do happen. But Tunisia will still come forward. It's going to be a free kick on the right hand side. Hannibal swings it in towards the middle. It's punched away by Uwabli, but only to Tunetki, whose right footed strike is going to go well over the bar. Just had a wild swing at it. Same for Nigeria, looking like they're going to take a really strong grip on this group, and they will be going through as group winners if it continues this way. They will face Uganda in their last game. Uganda missed a last minute penalty in Group C this evening to what would have been a 2-1 victory. The penalty blazed over the bar after a bit of a contentious decision. I wonder if we'll see plenty of substitutes for Nigeria just to rest up a few players for their next game. Obviously Nigeria won't be at the World Cup this summer, missing out on qualification. Came second in their group to South Africa and then lost the playoff on penalties to the Democratic Republic of Congo. So we won't be seeing them in the US this summer. So they'll be hell-bent on having a really good go at this tournament. Obviously runners-up in the last edition, losing to the Ivory Coast in that final. But after very nearly two full appearances in this tournament, they are looking strong. 71 minutes gone. Hannibal still working hard and trying to get on the ball. Wins a free kick for Tunisia on halfway. He takes it himself, swings it out right to Valerie. Valerie brings it down on his chest and comes forward. Cuts inside and finds Sassy. Sassy goes left to Taobi, who finds Abdi. Abdi finds Junetki. He's going to twist towards the box and then gives it back to Abdi, who just takes one touch and knocks it back down the line and wins a throw-in off on Onyeka. Abdi, ball raised above his head, looking to find someone for the throw, and only finds Ndidi, who thumps it into the stand. So Tunisia will go again. Abdi goes short to Skiri. Skiri tries to play the 1-2, and Lookman and Osai Samuel combine to hook it away for Nigeria. Nigeria win themselves a free kick halfway inside their half. A frustrated Elias Skiri bringing down Frank Onyeka. Skiri, who did get that first goal in their opener against Uganda in that 3-1 victory for Tunisia. Cut a frustrated figure this evening. Long ball forward, but lovely control at the back from Taobi. And then knocks it out left to Abdi. Tunisia come forward again with Hannibal on the left-hand side. Plays a nice 1-2 with Abdi and then gives it back to Abdi again. Abdi breaking down the left, goes down. And that'll be a free kick to Tunisia. Wilfred Ndidi just getting a little bit too close and legs tangled. Abdi just turned his back on Ndidi and almost bought the foul. It's a really dangerous position for Tunisia to put the ball into the box. And it's Hannibal again. Everything has come through him. Goes over to take the free kick. So it's over on the left-hand side. It'll be a right-footed in-swinger, basically in line with the corner of the box. Mustari and Osman again wrestling on the penalty spot. Mustari spinning to try and get away from him. In comes the ball from Hannibal. Flicked on towards the goal, and Tunisia have one back. Headed in, it's another set piece. And Wabli would have liked to think he'll do better on that one. But Montasor Taobi puts the ball into the net from Hannibal's cross. Got in front of his marker. It's a lovely flicked header, and Wabli actually lost his footing, so couldn't make the dive. Really nice finish from the header, unmarked in the end. And do we have a game on here? Nigeria 3, Tunisia 1. Tunisia make another substitution. And it's Ismail Garbi coming on for Elias Achauri. Achauri did get that brace in the first game, but has been kept really quiet by Onyeka this evening. Tunisia full of life with Hannibal spread it right towards the new man Garbi. Garbi a couple of step overs and plays the ball into Mustari, who plays it to Valerie, who puts a cross in. It's blocked by Bassi, and then some good keeping there to come forward and claim it. And then Nwabi just thumps it long for Osimhen to chase. But a good header back there from Bron. And Tunisia come forward again with that man Hannibal. Into the Nigerian half. Goes from left to right on the diagonal. That's going to be too strong. And run out of play. Garbi just raises his hand to thank Hannibal for the effort. It's 75 minutes gone. And a game that we thought might be over could be back on. Nigeria 3, Tunisia 1. And Stanley Nwabali, the Nigerian keeper, has gone down. To be fair to him, his leg did slip and he did fall on a bit of an awkward angle. So I think he's asking for a bit of attention. Possibly the luckiest man on the pitch after that situation, which saw Ben Radam through on goal, but the whistle had already gone. Nwabali came flying out of the box and cleared out the man. Almost certainly would have been sent off if it was live action play. He'd been denying a goal scoring opportunity for sure, but he's getting plenty of spray onto that leg, as Nigeria are going to ready a couple of substitutions. It's looking like we will see Ajuke and Simon. They're not on the pitch just yet. Nwabali is back up with a big grimace on his face as he gets ready to take this goal kick. Forward he comes and sends it long into the night sky, over halfway, flicked on by Iwobi. And it will be picked up by Achari, who's then falls to the floor, and that'll be a throw in for Tunisia, which Valerie takes up the line. Assistant flag in there for handball against Mostauri. A free kick to Nigeria on halfway, and are they going to get these substitutes done yet? It's looking like they will now, and it's going to be Akor Adams making way for Chindere Ajuke, the man who plays in Spain for Sevilla, coming on, replacing his teammate for both club and country. Adams makes his way off, run the line really well this evening. And we're going to see Brentford's Frank Onyeka coming off. He's making his way over very slowly. And we're going to see Moses Simon come on instead. So Onyeka comes off for Simon. And the Ajuke on for Adams. Back underway. Ball in towards Oshimen, who flicks it on into the box towards Lookman. It's been dealt with by Valerie, but that'll be out of play for a throw-in. Very advanced on the left-hand side. Onyemecha looking to take it level with the edge of the area. He's been told by the referee to keep going down towards the corner flag. Pretty much level with the 6-yard area. Takes it short for Simon, who's just come on, who gives it back to Onyemecha, whose ball in is a poor one, and that'll be claimed by the keeper. Sends it long for Mostauri to try and win ahead of Bassi, and does get the first touch and brings it down. But Bassi does really well to use his power. Goes to ground, but the referee says play on, and Tunisia can spread it out to the left. Chineki getting towards the byline, wins his side a corner. 80 minutes on the clock, and Tunisia having a really good go at this. Tails definitely up since scoring that goal. Chineki winning the corner off of Ajuke, who's only just come on. And it will be Hannibal again to deliver this set piece from the left hand side. Be a right footed in swinger. Hannibal, arm raised. Plenty of players forward. Swings it in towards Sassi, who gets there first. And his goal-bound header has been deflected over. And there'll be another corner. Brilliant delivery again from Hannibal. He's certainly been the bright spark for Tunisia. And he'll go again. It'll be another in-swinger Arm raised again. Plenty of players in the 6-yard area. Delivered towards the near post. Flicked back on, and it's half cleared by Nigeria. And Simon will try and bring it away. Just come on. Goes back to Iwobi, who thumps it long and finds Lookman on halfway. Lookman spins beautifully from left to right. And then decides just to slow the pace down with Ndidi. Nigeria did well to clear their lines eventually. Ajayi just goes back to his keeper. Nwabli gives it back to Ajayi, and they trade passes just to buy themselves a little bit of time. Nwabli in his all-purple kit sends the ball long towards Osman. Tunisia win it back, and Hannibal with a lovely turn takes about 3 players out of the equation, then drives into the Nigeria half. Slides the ball forward to Tunetki, puts it across, and it just eludes Bastauri. And that was so close to a second for Tunisia, but Garbi still keeps it in play. Finds Valerie on the right-hand side. Warning signs for Nigeria. Valerie puts the ball in towards the back post, but headed away by Ajuke. Tunisia keep the ball and come forward. Taubi finds Abdi, finds Tunetki, puts the ball across, it takes a deflection, and that'll be another corner. We're in for an absolute cracker in the last 8 minutes here, with plenty to be added on as well after that injury break. It'll be another right-footed in-swinging corner for Hannibal. Right arm raised again, steps forward, swings in a bit deeper this time. Keeper comes and parries, and then sprints out of the box. And can't keep it in. Quick throw taken by Garbi. He finds Abdi, who swings it out towards Hannibal on the left-hand side. There's appeals for Hannibal. Nothing given. Hacked away by Osai Samuel, and Osman goes down, and that'll be a free kick. Tunisia surrounding the referee, calling for a handball against Osai Samuel. Nothing really in that for me. Both players, and Taubi and Osai Samuel, have gone up for the header. It has landed on Osai Samuel's arm. He knew nothing about it. I'll be incredibly surprised if we see VAR interfering with that one. But Hannibal very animated in that midfield, trying to get the fans and the team going. We're into the 84th minute. Nigeria 3, Tunisia 1. It's been an absolutely cracking second half. And since Tunisia pulled one back to make it 3-1. And I think the referee is going to go over to the monitor to have a look to see whether this could be a penalty for Tunisia. There was a ball into the box. Osai Samuel went up for the header, and he had his arms on the Tunisian forward, and it's almost landed on top of his arm. There's no intent there, and it looks like it's hit him on the sleeve. But it'll be interesting to see what the interpretation is here. We know what normally happens if a referee is sent over to the monitor. It does hit his arm, but it's his upper arm, and wow, what drama we might have here. It was Taubi, the centre back, who was forward with Osai Samuel. Both have got hold of each other. And they've gone to head it. Both of them have missed the header, and it's landed on the right arm of Osai Samuel. The referee has stepped onto the pitch, and we're about to find out what his decision is. He's blown his whistle, and he makes the TV picture with his hand and points to the penalty spot. Tunisia in the 85th minute have an opportunity from 12 yards to make this 3-2. Nigeria officials on the sideline are furious. Wilfred Ndidi goes sprinting towards the referee. who's told to go away. Brighter side, Samuel shakes his head with a smile on his face. And wow, absolute incredible drama here. The Africa Cup of Nations very rarely disappoints. And it's going to be Ali Abdi who's going to step up to the spot. Left-footed. 32-year-old plays his football in France for Nice. Incredibly experienced international. Just looks at the referee, looks away from the keeper, takes a couple of deep breaths. Referee blows his whistle, steps up, strikes it left-footed and scores. Sends the keeper the wrong way. And on the 86th minute, we have got a game on here. It's Nigeria 3, Tunisia 2. From the penalty spot, Tunisia are well and truly back in this. And we are set up for an absolute cracker. 4 minutes till we find out how much will be added on, but it could be as much as 10 after the injury. It's a fantastic penalty. Just steps up. Keeper would have had no chance even if he went the right way. Thumps it hard and high into the roof of the net. And wow. Nigeria 3, Tunisia 2. And this is just a group stage game. Let alone what the knockouts are going to be when we get there. And we're back underway. I did say when that third goal from Lookman went in, I felt that would have been game over. But Tunisia have responded absolutely brilliant. A touch fortunate with the penalty, I'd say. But then they were unlucky to possibly not have the Nigerian keeper sent off. So, as football always has, it swings and roundabouts. And it's Eric Shell who's now chatting with his coaches, and there's a couple of Nigerian players around the tactics board, and they're going to have to make some changes to try and see their side home. 5-goal thriller in Fez. 88 minutes gone, but as I said, there's going to be plenty added on. Big chunk of time for when Hannibal went down injured. And Ben Ronan, who had to go off after the tackle from keeper Nwabli, all in the same incident. And then we've had a good 2 or 3 minutes for the VAR decision for the penalty as well. So my guess could be anything more than, up to 10 minutes here. What a thrilling game. Nwabli sends it forward towards Osimhen, headed away by Tunisia, but only as far as Ndidi, who turns it left for Lookman, who finds Simon. Lookman's then crowded out by Sassi, and Hannibal picks the ball up and sends it long for Tunisia to chase. But intercepted by Nigeria, and Ajuke can spin away but loses it out to Sassi, and here comes Tunisia again on the left-hand side. Tunetki driving towards the penalty box, finds some space on the left-hand side, whips the ball in towards El Gabri, and it's cleared away. Desperate defending from Nigeria. Ismail Garbi was bearing down on the ball and looked to try and strike it, but it was half cleared away. Hannibal, central position, swings it right for Valerie. Valerie gives it back to Hannibal. Garbi forced to go back to his centre-back. Skiddy picks it up in the centre circle for Tunisia. Goes right to Garbi. Spreads it left for Tunetki. Tries to nod it into Abdi, who's just put his side back in it with that penalty. Nigeria again scrambling away as the clock ticks on to 90 minutes. How many minutes? It's 7 minutes added on. Tunisia might feel a little bit hard done by that, but 7 minutes to try and get an equaliser. Abdi on the left hand side plays it into Tunetki, but Nigeria can muscle it away. Iwobi finds Osimhen, who's going to tangle with Talbi, and It's Osman who's penalised, backing in. Nigeria going to make another change. And it's going to be Ademola Lookman. 2 assists and a goal to his name this evening. Definitely a candidate for player of the match. He's going to come off. And it's going to be Chidozie Awaziem coming on. Bit of defensive reinforcement for Nigeria. And the nonce defender is going to come on to try and shore up that back line as we look at Lookman's goal. Lovely footwork before striking it against the keeper and then off the post to make it 3-0. And we thought that might be game over. But how wrong we were. Hannibal then swings the ball in towards Mostauri, but cleared away. Nigeria almost holding on. Final few moments have all been Tunisia since going 3-0 down. Hannibal inside the centre circle, plays it to Abdi. His touch is too heavy. And Ejuke will just hammer that long for Osimhen to chase. Bron wins the header. And Tunisia have it again with Skiri in midfield. Skiri spreads it left to Hannibal again. Everything coming through him. He goes left to Tuneki. Tuneki attacking the box. Plays it back to Abdi, who swings across in. And it's been dropped by the keeper and it's still bouncing around and hacked away by Simon. And Nigeria can now break, and Osimhen has it over the halfway line on the right hand side. Decides just to delay and go back to Ndidi, who finds Ajayi. Ajayi finds Iwobi in midfield. It's definitely 3 at the back now for Nigeria. Another central defender in there. Bassi. Bit of free licence now on this left hand side. Comes forward and finds Simon. Nice step over with the blue boots. Gets the ball back from Bassi. Nigeria just trying to kill the game with possession. Iwobi goes back to Ndidi and comes across to Awaziem. Just come on to reinforce that defence. Awaziem shifts out of his right foot and then drills the ball into the channel, and it's a lovely take by Ejuke, and he's going to bear down on goal and he's going to shoot. It's parried by the keeper and away. That would have killed the game, but Tunisia come forward again. What a fantastic game of football here in Fez. Hannibal, left hand side, comes forward, finds Tuneki again. He's going to attack Osei Samuel. Can't get past his man, but finds Hannibal in support. Hannibal gives it back to him. Tuneki rolls out of his foot and delivers it in right footed. It's a free header towards Sassi, and it bounces just wide. What an effort. And the Tunisian captain drops to his knees. He knows how close that was. He was unmarked in the end. Just headed it back from where it came from, and one bounce and it's gone past the post. What a game of football. Absolutely breathless, end-to-end stuff. 94 minutes on the clock, and Tunisia was so nearly level from being 3-0 down. Nigeria live to fight another day at the moment. Nwabli, all in purple, sends it long and forward. It's been allowed to bounce, and Osimhen will battle for it, but spooned up in the air. Sassi, who's just missed that chance, finds Hannibal, spreads it left to Abdi, the penalty scorer. Comes forward, breaking on the left hand side. Finds Tuneki. Into Hannibal again. Nigeria just sitting deeper and deeper. Hannibal spreads it from left to right to Valerie. Finds Garbi. Garbi tries to go on the outside. There's a strong tackle in there from Onyemecha. Be able to play for a Tunisian throw. They take it quickly. Back in possession with Skiri in the centre. Spreads it left towards Tuneki. Kate takes it down on his chest. Starts running it. Osei Samuel on the outside. Delivers the ball in. Half cleared again by Nigeria. Ball bouncing around in the box. There's going to be a strike towards goal and it's going to go wide. There's Garbi in the end. Just snatched at it a little bit on his right foot. He knows that There was a bit of a half chance, but couldn't work the keeper. Nigeria just couldn't get the ball clear. Time really ticking down now. The Super Eagles are nearly there. But what was incredibly comfortable after 50 minutes. Stanley Nwabali, the keeper's now gone into the referee's notebook for wasting time. 1 minute of the 7 still to go, but possibly more added on. Long ball from the keeper, held up by Simon, but won back by Tunisia. Lovely flick again from Hannibal, and it goes into the referee, so play will have to be stopped. Ball thrown to the referee, who will get us back underway with an uncontested drop ball in the centre circle. Skiddy out left to Abdi. Tunisia, can they make one final chance? And Abdi just loses concentration and runs out of space on the pitch, and has that killed the match for the Tunisians. Three Nigerian players walk past the ball. It's left to Ouazien to go and pick it up, and takes his time by drying the ball on his shirt, throws it to Ndidi, who swings it forward, but it's broken to Hannibal on halfway, and forward come Tunisia again. Garbi on the right hand side, good foot in there for Onyemecha. Simon can try and bring the ball away, and the referee calls time to an absolutely thrilling encounter here. The African Cup of Nations, Group C, it's finished Nigeria 3, Tunisia 2, but that doesn't tell the whole story. Victor Osimhen's first goal of the competition just before half-time puts the Nigerians in front on 44 minutes. It then looked like it was going to be plain sailing after Ademola Lookman's corner was headed home by Wilfred Ndidi to make that 2-0. And then Ademola Lookman himself, after 2 assists, managed to get himself on the score sheet inside 67 minutes to put the Super Eagles 3-0 up, and they looked like they were going to be home and hosed, fully in control. Tunisia then hit back on the 74th minute, a set piece of their own. Ball in from Hannibal was headed home by Talbi, the centre-back, to make it 3-1, and from there Tunisia were well in the driving seat. A bit of a dubious penalty given on a VAR check in the 87th minute, which Abdi thundered home with his left foot. And then Tunisia, plenty of chances in the last few moments to try and get that equaliser, but just couldn't quite turn it home. It's been an absolute cracker here in Fez, but it's Nigeria that stretch their record to 2 wins from 2 in the competition. They will be in the knockout stages for sure. But Tunisia will need at least probably a point in the last game against Tanzania in a few days' time. But if they play anything like they did in the last 20 minutes, they will be very much favourites to go through from this group in second position. It's game over here in Fez. It's Nigeria 3, Tunisia 2.
fantastische ondersteuning van het elftal. En de spelers natuurlijk bedankt. Ook die dames en heren, jongens en meisjes. Bedankt voor de fantastische ondersteuning van het elftal. voor de fantastische ondersteuning van het elftal.